ahead of time using commons, or uncommons I figure I'm going to have easy access to, or tend to see a lot of in draft. And then once I get a feel for that deck, when I'm booster drafting, I see, oh, am I getting the cards I need to build that deck? So what I went over previously is spiders and necrotics. Now I'm going to start looking at green, which is obviously the basis of a lot of red-green decks, although the way a lot of other people tend to build a red-green deck is they focus on the red and then splash in some green, which is a perfectly fine strategy, and I'll go over that later. What I tend to do is I tend to go green and then splash in the red or splash in the white, depending on what cards are coming and becoming available to me. One time I did a draft, and I just drafted green, and I figured I would see some good white or red or some other color cards, and those never came. I ended up with a monochromatic wild deck, and I went all the way to the finals with it, and I ended up losing the finals to some rare card like Kronkosaur or Balthazar or some crazy thing like that, but my deck did surprisingly well for just being one color. So what I want to do is show you what a one color mono wild deck would look like. So here it is, 60 cards, 22 shards, which is a little thin, but we got some guys who tend to, we got the live lyricists and the merry minstrels, as well as, you know what, alright, you're not going to see these guys that much, I'm going to get rid of that. But what you should see is some large you should see some large. Yeah, these guys, you tend to see a lot of these guys in draft. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself, you know what, let's go with 4 of those instead of the snarl brutes. You tend to see a lot of snarl brutes too, but I think the larches are better. So alright, so we got 60 cards, of course. In the draft you're going to have 40, but I'm not allowed to playtest a 40 card constructed deck. So 22 wild shards, a little bit lighter than normal, but we have so much help in the resources department. We got these guys, these guys, these guys, and these guys. Everything else is very straightforward cards you're going to see a lot of in draft. Predatory Prey, Rotroot Enchanter, Nebin Skirmisher, Smash to the Ground, I see that all the time, and Stirring Oration. So, you know, if you show this to somebody, they're probably going to say this is a really weak-looking deck. Where's your creature removal? All you have is Predatory Prey, but let's see how it does. Like I said, I made the finals with it, so I don't know. Again, we're going to go to Frost Ring Arena just so you can see how the deck plays. I also feel it's a good test, in order to see, how many games did you win against the various opponents. So and I call this, by the way, Operation Fatty Drop, because that's basically what it is. You're just ramping up and dropping a fatty and hoping that they can't deal with it. No one's chatting right now. I'm going to get rid of this chat window. Play first. Yeah, whatever. Alright, let's play it. Boom. Love that guy. He's great early, he's great late. In the middle, he's not so good. This little bit so you can see the opponent's life. Now we'll put this over here. Wild Child, whatever. And you see how this little one-cost Nebin Skirmisher? It's very important. First I'm going to drop my resource. Now I have enough that I can pay to pump this guy up. Now I attack with him. And if they block, well, then I just make them bigger. And got some card advantage out of the deal. If he didn't block, which probably most human players wouldn't, then I just do the 1 and then drop a Sky Dancer. do I feel about card advantage? Alright. I'm gonna play some other cards, as tempting as it is to just keep going for card advantage. I will block. You made this guy 3/5. I'm kind of okay with that. Sure. And Dandelion's fine, whatever. Operation Fatty Drop is living up to its name. Nevin Skirmisher. I demand vengeance. Dexter sort of flying out. I have 8, which is more than I need, so I'm going to pump this guy up by 1. Here's a Giganosaur. That's my poor Nevin Skirmisher. This is for you, Nevin. Vengeance. Vengeance.
Spambot is powerless before Operation Fatty Drop.
Shards out of 60, we're doing just fine. Resources. Got total 5, let's see. It's time to stink you. Oh, so stinky. turn we will have enough to bring out Gigantosaur. This turn we have enough for Wrathwood Larch. God, there's so many options at this point. What do we want to do? Stirring Oration is obviously better if we put out a Fatty, so let's go. Let's pull it out. How powerless is he now? And this happens in a lot of draft games. Just drop a Fatty and there's nothing they can do. Okay. Attack. 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 What do you want to do? What do you want to do, huh? Want to do that? Okay. Oh, he's huge. Let's see, what do we want? I only got 2 left. Okay. Such a good card. At this point, I can kill him this turn. Smash! This deck does very well against spider decks, by the way. Because spider decks tend to be, they have a hard time blocking, you know, an early Fatty. This deck's pretty good at dropping those. Not exactly the best hand, though. Alright. Particularly not the best hand against the speed red deck. Alright, getting better, getting better. We're liking it. Well, okay, if you insist. Uh-oh. Four. Well, let's see. I love getting that extra shard. So I want to make sure I had this energy. I'm worried if I put out the live lures. Oh, whatever. Getting rats. Ah. You got nothing on me. Mortar strike. Deal 3 damage to opposing troop. Okay, he's dead. Oh darn. I could save her, but you know, what's the point? I mean, next turn I've got 5, turn after that I've got 6, turn after that I've got 7. Assuming I draw us out. And here's where the red player should just scoop. Just, oops, I lose. Scoop up my cards. Of course it's virtual, so you can't do that anymore, but you should concede here. There's no way he's gonna win. I almost have enough to kill him this turn, but that would be 9. Here's the luck. You lose, son. He doesn't make the best blocker. These games aren't even hard. It's the advantage of Operation Fatty Drop. I'm telling you, this strategy is way better than spiders. And the cards are so easy to get. When I've been able to draft a deck that has a really solid green base, and I see I'm playing a spider deck, I smile like, yes. Awesome. Normally, you probably drop them first. Oh, okay. But again, I would have worried that they might kill him, and then you don't get your extra wild shard, but you just drew another elf. Now it becomes turn 4 Rot-Row, which is Rot-Row-Raj. Rot-Row-Raj. This guy's about to lose. Okay, we're gonna attack for 1. Should at some point bring out a creature. Oh, there we go. The headless execution. Well, that's not going to help you. Coasted through that. Let's take on the Eternal Guardian. He's chosen to play. I don't want to sit here. F1. Draw again. Okay, fine, that's fine. Only 22 out of 60. You can still get flooded with the stuff. Let's get even more flooded with the stuff. It flies, that's it. Okay, who cares? I have enough wild shards. Lethal and Swiss Strike. That's going to be a problem. Definitely. Not quite sure how I'm going to overcome that problem. Oh, we're working on it. The combination of lethal and Swiss Strike is really deadly in draft. Just FYI. It's also pretty deadly in constructed. I like to go white with this deck, so that you can get access to swift striking things. Okay, it deals to... oh, sorry. Okay, she was very sad. And I'm taking 3. Happily taking 3. Fine. I think it's time for that guy. The Eternal Guardian tends to have a lot of big creatures, so he tends to kind of win the big creature war, so I may not win this game. Oh well. Then again, maybe. Ooh, that was a boo-boo. Alright, so let's see, 7, 4, 6, okay, fair enough. I will leave you with the shamed gladiator, and the knowledge of his crimes. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Don't offer him 2 for 1. Yeah, I think I do. So I need to kill the beetle guy. Kill them both. Oh. Turns out lethal's really good. Okay, I blocked it dead. Stirring oration. Let's see. Okay, so attack. The lethal swift strike thing. So if I just attack with everybody, boom, 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 boom. I think I have to. So he's blocking there. Awesome. He's blocking there, so he's taking 7, and I can pump this up to 12 and leave him at 3. Do I want to do that? No, okay. Tough. I think I have to kill him. I'm probably gonna lose. Although that guy helps. Block. He's got a lot of guys. He's got a lot of guys. I'll Lyricist to see what that does for me. He's at 6, and I think this guy... No, okay. Doesn't do anything. Okay. Oh. Very sad. Here's where a lullaby would really help, wouldn't it? Huh. We'll take it. Alright, well. Not really putting me out to attack with that guy and that guy, right? You're dead. And you can play again. Yeah, you're very good. Here's where I love the ability to make Gigantosaurs. Nice. See how good this guy is late. It's so good. Alright, well, we'll have to lose some creatures, but let's attack. Okay, so this guy... Wow, that's way overkill here. Okay, so that guy's dead. Oh my god, he's letting the Rot-Rooter Chanter in. Guess what now? We just lost. Victory! Alright, so that was Operation Fatty Drop, which I have made to the finals in a draft with a deck just like that one. It had its only creature removal was like a couple of predatory preys, but just the ability to put out the ramp, drop a fatty, wins you a lot of games, particularly against spider decks that don't have a lot of defense. You know, spider decks, what's your defense going to be? Like the 2/4 Hatchery Collector. He can't stand against, you know, the 4/3 little 4-cost elf or the Rot-Root Enchanter, particularly if you're backing it up with any kind of pump like Smash to the Ground or Invigorating Breeze or the Oration. So that is a deck archetype I draft a lot, and I win with it pretty frequently. It's rarely mono-wild. Typically what it will be was, you know, a green base with some red, or a green base with some white, or a green base with some blue. All those are different strategies, all they're slightly different archetypes, and I'm going to explore those in different videos. Hope you had a good time. Take care.